Hello, friend. Welcome back to Couch Tales, Why We Do What We Do, the podcast where we dive into the psychology of what makes us tick, sometimes with logic, sometimes with instinct, and sometimes with the overwhelming urge to flip over that game board when things don't go our way. I'm your host, Analia. And today's topic is compromise, why it's a disappointment. So I was standing in line and this guy in front of me was looking down at his phone, all quiet and super focused. And then he yelled out, "Compromise, it's the mother of all disappointment." My guess is that he received a text message from someone that garnered that kind of a response, or he was reading an article or whatever, who knows, maybe 100 things. But then it got me to thinking, you've probably heard people say compromise is key. That is the art of the deal, the foundation of relationships, or the way to keep the peace. Well, I'm not so sure. Let me paint you a picture. It's Friday night. I'm starving. My friend and I decided to order a pizza. I want pepperoni and mushrooms, and she wants pineapple and ham. Yes, she's one of those people. Now, a strong-willed person might have stood their ground and fought for their own topping, but no. We decided to compromise. We split the pizza down the middle. Half was the delicious normal pizza I wanted, and half was her fruit-filled monstrosity. We both agreed to the deal, thinking it was fair, but then reality hit. So I couldn't just enjoy my half because the smell of warm pineapple invaded my side. She kept making faces at my mushrooms, and worst of all, the last piece was a hybrid. Half pineapple, half mushroom. It was a Frankenstein creation. It was an awful creation that neither of us wanted. We both stared at it. We had compromised, sure, but neither of us actually got what we wanted. We both left the table unsatisfied and still a little bit hungry. So why do we do what we do? Now you might be thinking, wait, isn't compromise a good thing? Well, yes and no. Psychologists would say that humans develop compromise to avoid conflict. Back in the hunter-gatherer days, refusing to share your food could mean exile or worse, maybe a rock on the head. So our ancestors learned that was vital to their survival. Social psychologists would argue that we compromise because we fear rejection. We want to keep the group happy and avoid being seen as selfish. But then there's the problem. Compromise doesn't always make people happy. A certain Austrian psychologist might argue that compromise is painful because it forces us to suppress our deepest desires. The last slice of pizza, that's a symbol of repressed disappointment. So what's the best option? Instead of compromising badly, sometimes it's better to, number one, take turns winning. One time you pick, next time the other person picks. The way someone actually gets what they want instead of both people being slightly miserable. Number two, find a true win-win. Instead of splitting a pizza, we could have just ordered 2 personal pizzas. But hindsight is 20/20, right? And number 3, know when to stand your ground. Sometimes it's okay to say no. I refuse to accept pineapple contamination on my dinner. Firm, but fair. Compromise sounds great in theory, but in reality, it often means that no one gets what they truly want. And when that happens over and over, it builds resentment, hunger, and possibly an existential crisis over pizza. So the next time someone tells you that compromise is the answer, just remember, sometimes it's better to order 2 pizzas if we're using the pizza analogy. All right, that's it for today's episode of Couch Tales, Why We Do What We Do. I'm your host, Analia. And if you liked this episode, please share it with a friend, especially someone who has lost a pizza negotiation. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind.